By the end of this lesson, you will be able to use the horizontal circles on a globe to describe position and recognize broad climate patterns. Imagine a classroom globe wrapped with several thin rings. The widest ring circles the middle, while the rings nearer the top and bottom become smaller. A few rings carry special labels, and colored bands stretch between them. The scene invites us to discover what those rings and bands help us understand. Parallels of latitude are imaginary east-west circles that remain parallel to the equator and never meet. They show how far north or south a place lies. The circles become smaller toward the poles. The ring pattern reveals all the defining features. Parallels of latitude are east-west circles. They never meet, and their size decreases toward the poles. The equator is the largest parallel because it circles Earth's widest part. Parallels nearer the poles wrap around narrower parts, but their separate, parallel pattern gives a consistent way to compare north-south position. The changing width of the globe explains the changing ring size. The equator is the largest parallel. Every other parallel circles a narrower part of the globe. Use the arrows, spacing, and ring sizes. What is a parallel of latitude, and how do the circles change toward the poles? The complete globe pattern gives the response. A parallel of latitude is an imaginary east-west circle parallel to the equator. The circles never meet and become smaller toward the poles. The equator is the largest. Next, we will read latitude with degrees and the letters N or S. The equator is 0 degrees. Latitude increases to 90 degrees north at the North Pole and 90 degrees south at the South Pole. N or S tells the hemisphere. The mirrored ladder separates the two jobs in the notation. Latitude uses degrees plus N or S. The equator is 0 degrees, and the poles are 90 degrees N and 90 degrees S. A number alone is incomplete because the same latitude can occur on either side of the equator. Add N or S to choose the correct parallel. The degree symbol gives the amount, and the letter gives its hemisphere. The matching 30-degree lines reveal why the letter matters. N and S distinguish matching degree values. Omitting the letter can point to the wrong hemisphere. Read the middle, endpoints, and matching values. How are the equator, poles, and ordinary latitudes written in degree notation? The notation ladder supplies the full rule. The equator is 0 degrees, the North Pole is 90 degrees N, the South Pole is 90 degrees S, and other latitude values use N or S to show the hemisphere. The degree symbol shows the amount. Next, we will place the 4 important parallels on one labeled globe. The Tropic of Cancer is about 23.5 degrees north, and the Arctic Circle about 66.5 degrees north. Their southern partners are the Tropic of Capricorn and Antarctic Circle at the same degrees south. The mirrored labels make the pattern easier to remember. The important parallels form 2 north-south pairs. The tropics are about 23.5 degrees N/S, and the polar circles about 66.5 degrees N/S. The important parallels form matching north-south pairs around the equator. Keep the N or S with each value to identify the correct partner and read their order carefully from the North Pole downward. The pair structure reduces 5 separate labels to one organized schema. Matching values occur in opposite hemispheres. The hemisphere letter keeps each named parallel distinct. Read the 5 circles from top to bottom. What are the 4 important parallels and their approximate latitudes? The paired diagram supplies the complete list. They are the Tropic of Cancer at about 23.5 degrees N, Tropic of Capricorn at about 23.5 degrees S, Arctic Circle at about 66.5 degrees N, and Antarctic Circle at about 66.5 degrees S. The equator at 0 degrees lies between the pairs. Next, we will connect these latitude bands with the torrid, temperate, and frigid zones. Between the tropics is the generally hot torrid zone. The middle latitudes are generally moderate temperate zones, and the areas near the poles are generally cold, frigid zones. The mirrored bands connect latitude with a broad climate pattern. Climate zones change from equator to poles. Torrid is generally hot, temperate moderate, and frigid cold. The tropics and polar circles mark the boundaries of these broad bands. They describe general climate patterns across large areas, not the exact daily weather at every place. The boundaries turn the globe into 5 organized bands. Important parallels organize the climate zones. The 2 hemispheres repeat the same 3-zone pattern. Read the band chart from the equator outward. Where are the torrid, temperate, and frigid zones, and what broad climate pattern does each show? The labeled bands provide the complete comparison. The torrid zone lies near the equator and is generally hot. Temperate zones lie in middle latitudes and are generally moderate. Frigid zones lie near the poles and are generally cold. The pattern repeats in both hemispheres. Next, we will read approximate city latitudes and identify their hemispheres. Estimate a city's latitude from nearby parallels. Then use its side of the equator for N, or S. Delhi, is about 29 degrees north, Nairobi about 1 degree south, and Sydney about 34 degrees south. The city markers demonstrate the 2-part reading method. Estimate the degree, then state N or S. The equator decides the hemisphere letter. An atlas may not show a line through every city, so estimate between the closest labeled parallels. State that the value is approximate and include N or S, since the letter identifies the city's hemisphere. The spacing between guides sets the limit of the estimate. Atlas latitude readings are approximate. Use nearby lines without claiming more precision than the image supports. Use Delhi's marker and the nearest labeled guide. What is Delhi's approximate latitude, and which hemisphere is it in? The marker's position gives both parts. Delhi is at about 29 degrees N in the northern hemisphere. It lies just below the 30 degrees N guide and north of the equator. Next, we will use latitude to classify city positions by hemisphere and climate zone. Latitude tells both hemisphere and broad climate zone. 12 degrees north is northern hemisphere and torrid, 45 degrees south is southern hemisphere and temperate, and 75 degrees north is northern hemisphere and frigid. The paired result tags reveal the 2 questions answered by one label. Latitude shows hemisphere and climate zone. Read the letter first, then compare the degree with the zone boundaries. The N or S suffix identifies the hemisphere. To find the climate zone, compare the degree with the tropics and polar circles. This gives a broad classification, not an exact weather forecast. The 2-step reading keeps the classifications separate and accurate. Letter gives hemisphere, degree gives zone. Both parts of the latitude label must be used. Apply the 2-step method to the middle card. What hemisphere and climate zone does 45 degrees S indicate? The suffix and boundary position give the result. 45 degrees S indicates the southern hemisphere and the temperate zone. S gives the hemisphere, and 45 degrees lies between the southern tropic and polar circle. Next, we will reconstruct the full lesson from parallel shape to city application. Latitude uses parallel east-west circles, degree values north or south of the equator, important tropics and polar circles, and climate bands. An atlas lets us estimate a city's latitude and hemisphere from these clues. The connectors show that every scene answered a different part of one question. Latitude links position, notation, and broad climate. The same horizontal circle system supports all 3. The parallels create the framework, degree notation measures position, and important lines organize it into climate bands. Reading a city against the visible parallels connects the system to a real place and checks each conclusion with evidence. The final map of ideas replaces separate facts with a connected method. Every latitude answer should use visible evidence. Circle position, degree label, and boundary lines support the reasoning. Use all 5 clue clusters around the globe. How do parallels, degree notation, important parallels, climate zones, and city readings connect? The completed concept map brings the relationships together. Parallels provide east-west latitude circles, degree notation locates them north or south, important parallels organize key positions, those positions define broad climate zones, and globes or atlases help estimate city latitude and hemisphere. Each part uses the same latitude framework. You are ready to read and use latitude carefully in new globe and atlas examples.